This podcast is brought to you by the Podtower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show. Yes.
Was that about being quiet?
Oh, okay. He does this nice thing now, at least, where he like pats me and hugs me and stuff. That makes me feel good. It's nice. Even if I didn't do anything, he's just like, "You're a good dad." And I'm like, "Cool, thanks."
Ooh. Are you sure that's what he's saying?
Yes, I heard him. I translate. See, he said, "You're a good dad" just now.
I'm going to need Banana Baby in here to translate. I don't know if I trust you.
Gaga. Translation.
Aw, just like his dad.
He says, "Give me rent" every time. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Jamie's baby.
Yes, this is me now, the baby talking. I will now host the rest of the podcast, me, the baby.
That's weird. And James is going to sit in the corner and poop himself?
We've switched roles today.
That's cool.
I was going to say, I'll just sit in the corner and cough, but that's all I actually do anyways. I always like when we, now I'll say this and people will listen for it in the future, but whenever you and I are together recording, and I'll turn away from my microphone to cough, I'll mute mine, but you can still hear the, like, reflection cough in your microphone. So there's just this very, very distant sound whenever, and you can almost hear Brian like pause on purpose so that it stays
Sometimes
in.
I do. You know, I had one of those from my high school days where Nine Inch Nails released this album in like I don't want to age myself here.
2002.
Yeah, honestly, it was probably like 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
But it was after they released The Fragile, and they did a live version of the show, and it was like they filmed it, and they recorded it, and they released that. And I don't remember why. I don't know if a friend gave it to me or what, but I had the album, like the CD, because I'm old. Do you remember those, Jamie? There were these like music listening device
disc.
things. It was ridiculous.
That doesn't even
like
seem like a
disc.
thing we can joke about yet. Like that's still DVDs and shit, but you know.
My dental hygienist was this young girl, dental assistant, whatever she was the other day. And she was talking about how she played, I don't remember what Mario game, I think Mario Galaxy on this really, really old system. And I was like,
called
what
the
system?
GameCube.
No. Wii U.
Wii U. God damn it.
I'm like, that's the really, really old system. I'm like, you need to stop talking. Anyway.
I didn't even get a Wii U. I skipped that one.
Right.
Aaron has a lot to say today.
He does.
Anyway, there was a cough or something on this album. Is
yeah,
that what you were trying to say?
So basically, I had the edited version of this album. There's a lot of swearing in Nine Inch Nails songs, of course, and there's a lot of swearing in it. And it's kind of a slower tempoed track.
I can't. I'm mentally editing. Like, do I keep this in? Is this better? Is this more chaos? Hi, this is a Ryan Hip voice message.
Yeah. Look, man,
oh my
this
god!
Is a freakazoid.
Oh my god! Yeah.
And like, I was used to the album versions with the swearing, and it was all well and good. But this song was kind of minimalistic enough that there was this bit where they cut out the swear from like Trent's microphone.
Yeah.
But then if you listen, you could hear it reflecting in the background from like the drum mics or whatever. So you could still hear all the profanity if the song was quiet enough. And I giggled. I think about that more than I should. Like I reminisce about that a lot.
That was a great story that I'm reacting to in real time, Brian. I loved it.
Smooth, Jamie.
This is Jump on the Bat-Wagon or something.
Episode 100.
And 2.
Oh, I thought we were doing episode 100 again.
We can just redo that, yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to watch the Promethean. No. We're going to do episode 99 again. Where am I, actually? This is episode 102 of Jump on the Bat-Wagon. I'm James from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel. These are the things that I say, and I'm here to show my good buddy Brian, that's him over there, the entire DC animated universe from start to finish for the very first time in the controversial airdate order. So controversial that we try to see how... There, I try to do it as fast as possible. Thank you. This is another story. We're back to Superman today after one Batman episode. I'm going to be giving you your 50-50 chance on which show we're watching next every time now, I think.
It's going to be a little chaotic, I think, but I'm here for it.
That's all this is. If you haven't learned that by now, someone who I started listening to the podcast 6 minutes ago, and I'm all caught up. So that we do this so that he may view the shows the way human beings experienced them in the far gone days of the 1900s, and bananas and whoever else is listening. We recommend you watch today's DCAU episode before listening to this podcast. Should I cut that part out? Do I really care if you watch the episode? I don't know. It's up to you. Like, if you're going to listen to a podcast talking about what happened in a DCAU episode and you didn't watch it and you're still enjoying the podcast, cool. Who cares? You know?
I guess you can cut it out.
I can't make me cut it out, but I can make me cut it out. At the time of this recording...
12:24 p.m.
Thank you. Superman the Animated Series is streaming on Max and
12:24
available
p.m.
on DVD and Blu-ray. 12:24 p.m. Today, we're watching Superman the Animated Series episode Livewire, which your prediction last time was that this was Superman versus Livewire.
Yeah.
And that it was either going to be an electricity-based villain or something to do with radio broadcasting, podcasty stuff.
That sounds like something I would say.
I said it was both, because it's both. This originally aired Saturday, September 13th, 1997, the same day as the other previous two episodes we watched, 9:30 a.m. on Kids WB. So this aired directly after Holiday Nights in the new Batman Superman Adventures programming block.
Holiday Nights? That was like a week ago.
That was so long ago. Air date number 18. Production order number 18.
Whoa!
Pop the champagne, wherever it is. Yeah, it was worse than the last time we did that.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This was written by Evan Dorkin and Sarah Dyer. I believe these are new ones for us.
Poor Evan. That must have been Dorkin going through school with that.
That's your first reaction here. It's funny when that's some of my favorite parts of doing this podcast is just hearing your like completely separated from all of this perspective on things, because I have never thought like, oh, Dorkin, and then that's immediately the first thing you do. And we're like, oh yeah, that is an unfortunate last name.
I've just been there. Although I got some interesting. Here, hold up. I'm not sure why my pharmacy chose to abbreviate my name as this.
Bright Manil. Yeah, was it you can only fit 6 characters? I don't understand.
I have no idea, but like the whole like man eel legacy is now alive and well.
It's also Manil, Bry.
Yeah. I have a couple Australian friends that'll be very excited to just in the picture. We're like, check it out.
I was gonna say Evan Dorkin and Sarah Dyer, writing team. This is their first professional writing credits. They'll go on to write a few more DCAU episodes, as well as episodes of Ben 10, Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Oh my God, yes.
The Metal Men TV shorts, and Kurian Shin-chan, however you say that.
You mean Crayon?
Crayon. They wrote a crayon version of Shin-chan.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't quite know, because like the US version is just like Shin-chan.
Yeah.
And then I think there's like an English-sized version that's like literally just the word crayon.
Oh,
like the writing utensil.
That is what it means.
Well, I've seen that. I don't know if there's any accuracy behind it, if that's a translation or whatever.
Yeah, Shin-chan's your boy or whatever.
And he shouldn't be, but he is. It's a terrible show, and everybody should watch it.
Just like this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Director Kurt Gaeta, who previously directed Lasak, Feeding Time, Stolen Memories, Stealing Magories, and Tools of the Trade.
Magories.
Music is by Harvey Cohen. Previously composed 22 episodes of btas as well as Lasak Part 3. And animation is by Coco Dong Yang. You were going to say the Leonard Cohen joke.
No, I'm over that one. But every time you say Lasak, I can't help but think, like, my brain starts to spell it out in French.
Yeah. No, that's kind of what I would hope.
Which is kind of like, you're just kind of saying, like, the bag.
Oui, Lasak.
Yeah, I think bag, like shopping bag, whatever, is just
like
SAC.
a sack. That makes sense. Yeah. I was thinking more like a sock, you know?
You would.
Foot. I know. Would you like to go watch this episode now that we've just been rambling as hell for 10 minutes here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Enjoy.
I think that sums it up. Hey, we're almost out of time, but remember, tonight in Centennial Park is my 3rd anniversary celebration. We're having a big blowout with guests and surprises, baby, so be there, or else.
Do you really believe that garbage you say about Superman, or is it just a way to get ratings?
Look, baby, to make it in this town, I had to be better, sharper, and louder than any man to get half as much notice. And nothing was handed to me on a silver platter either, unlike your friend Superman.
It's some attitude you have there.
Pays the bills.
Looks like Mother Nature isn't one of your faithful fans.
She'll come around. Everybody else does.
It's me, Livewire. Arm movement, arm movement, arm movement, arm movement. Zap! Oh, I wasn't ready for that. I couldn't have seen it coming. What an episode, Brian.
Jamie, that was an episode.
I think this was...
That's not how that works.
The episode.
Yeah. Let me ask you one thing before we get into it. Have you ever considered sending your bones via electrical line?
You know, they say that that's how you find out your genealogy.
just send your bones over the power lines.
over the phone lines, and you can get where you're going. You get to know that you're 0.003% Portuguese or whatever.
Yeah, 100% Portuguese.
Look, can you tell me what the fuck happens in Livewire? Let me try again.
Sin. If you're wondering, what you just watched.
I am wondering that, Cooney.
Take a listen to the synopsis. The short which is sometimes kind of long.
Couldn't have timed that any better. I didn't mean to. Anyway, what the hell happens in this episode?
I watched that coming for about 10 seconds, and it was just totally worth the payoff. Okay, so there's a VJ, or a DJ, not VJ.
Well, there's a shock jock. Yeah.
There's a shock radio jock.
Is that an outdated term by this point? People not know what the hell that is.
I don't think that was ever a term.
Yeah, it is. It's like your... what's his name? Oh my God.
Howard Stern.
Yeah, exactly who I was thinking of, actually. It's your Howard Sterns, those kind of folks, I think. I guess he's still around. He's still doing his thing. He's still being Livewire all the time.
That's amazing. So what was her name?
Leslie Willis, yeah.
Okay, so
Wesley Willis. Do you know who Wesley Willis is?
Uh-huh.
I whoop Spider-Man's ass.
Yeah.
Rock and roll McDonald's. I did not ever think of that comparison until just now, but now I have. Yeah.
I was actually watching a video that was talking about outsider music just last night.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And Wesley Willis was one of the people. And I'm like, wow, I forgot about that. Also, as a fan of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, they use one of his songs.
Oh yeah,
Birdman Kicked My Ass.
Yes.
As the DVD main page loading music.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's good. All good shit. That's what happens in Livewire. So this official synopsis now.
Okay, Leslie Willis. She's a rambunctious radio host. and she doesn't like Superman, and she's trying to figure out, I don't know, she's trying to convince people that Superman sucks.
Sorry, I think I distracted you. I was trying to make sure my child wasn't chewing on a phone charge cord in the living room, but I don't think he is. I'm 90% sure he's not.
They taste pretty good.
Livewire's going to come out of there. Watch out.
Yeah. Son, Aaron's going to become Livewire point 2.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, so let me just try to like charge through this one. She doesn't like Superman. She's hosting a live event. Like we will be in March.
Oh yeah, March 9th in Eugene, Oregon. Sign the thing below if you're coming in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some electricity happens. Superman's there. He gets shocked. He somehow transfers the shock to her, but nobody else on the stage. Yeah. And then she changes.
Why didn't he push her out of the way, Brian? Like he did.
Which he did. She gets electricity powers, and then she finds out how to use them, and she fights Superman. The end.
Pretty much. It ended way like quicker than I expected. Like there's a lot of build up, and then they just kind of, she goes, oh man, I can't anymore. I better go to the power plant and get more power or whatever.
Yeah, she goes to the dam.
Yeah.
It looks very similar. I think they use the design from inside the Hoover Dam outside of Las Vegas.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Because it looks exactly like that.
Superman shows up in his dishwashing gloves and says no and puts water on her. And that all happened. Like I was watching the little like progress bar of the episode and like, oh, we're at the end. Like when he shows up with the gloves, it's like, oh, okay, I guess this is over really quick. And then it was.
Yeah, that was funny that he shows up wearing the gloves and then it cuts out and we're like, oh, look, there's Superman in his dishwashing gloves. And then it cuts to him putting the gloves on.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
My guess there's some model sheet of Superman in gloves with rope shoulder for this moment. And then they just accidentally used it too early or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was like, I did have that in Tribs, but I forgot that it was about to happen. And I've never personally noticed that in the episode. And then I like that that's the first thing. Oh, good thing he's got his dishwashing and he's putting them on now, like after he's had them. Yeah. Those always remind me of in Pokemon, whenever Ash is like, still like early on, he's like dealing with Pikachu shocking him all the time. He still hates his guts. It's like the first or second episode or whatever. And he's like, well, if I wear these big dishwashing gloves, Pikachu can't shock me anymore. And like, that's every time that Superman shows up in this. So it's like, yeah, to deal with Pikachu, Superman put his gloves on.
Superman v Pikachu. Who would win?
Freakazette.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that, she's printing herself out and she's just making a bunch of Freakazoid faces on the paper.
Oh, yeah.
Sing the theme song, yeah.
You're just like chimpanzee.
Yeah, because it's basically what's happening. I don't know. This episode's something else. I've never considered this to be like a bad episode, and I still don't think it was necessarily like poorly constructed or poorly animated or anything like that. But there's just a lot of weird like, oh, I guess that's how electricity works in this scene, and I guess that's how strong Superman is in this scene.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Can you describe the crane scene to us?
Before I do that, do you want to do the official synopsis?
I sure do. It's radio shock jock Leslie Willis is turned into a being of pure electricity and begins her media-crazed rampage to drain Metropolis's power and kill Superman in the bargain. The bargain. Bin of DVDs at Walmart.
Why in the bargain? I don't know. Like in as a part of her.
Didn't she say that to the city? Like, give me Superman or I'll keep the lights off. But it was such a non-threat and the episode was almost over.
Yeah.
Back in my day, we didn't have electricity, said Perry White. And like, no, not really.
Yeah, so the crane thing.
There's a crane on top of a 12 million story building.
Yeah. There's one of those like tower crane situations going on, and it starts to break and fall over.
It wasn't made properly. It was made of paper mache. Whoever made the crane.
Yeah, really, really heavy paper mache, I think. Yeah. Anyway, there's a guy in it, and the whole thing starts to fall, and the guy falls out, and Superman's like, don't worry, I'm here to catch you. And he catches the guy, and he stops, and they both look up, and they're like, oh no, tower crane. And so Superman, like, goes to slow the thing down, and he's just struggling for 3 metric minutes.
He chose to hold on to like a hair tie that's attached to the side of it. Like the weakest little thing. And then it, of course, breaks.
Yeah. And he's like just trying to stop this thing from falling, and it falls forever. And like a lady like lets go of her baby in a little baby cart thing.
You're like, yeah, crush the baby. And then every time that it looked more and more like it was going to crush the baby, you're like, yeah! You just kept getting more and more excited.
Like, I just needed something to root for. I don't know. There's a cartoon baby, okay? It wasn't real baby.
Yeah, sure, yeah. None of this is real.
But it was so funny that like Superman's like trying to stop this crane, and he's just, despite all the things he's done in the past, he is so not able to stop this crane.
He's held up an entire airplane, and in this episode,
his solution to save these people from this crane that he has not been able to stop, mind you, his solution is stand on the street, just like over these people cowering, and put his arms up in the air
underneath it.
Yeah. He doesn't like faster than a speeding bullet get them out of there. He just stands over them with his arms above his head like, I'm gonna catch this. And then the crane just seemingly crashes into the street, and like maybe you hear some squishy sounds, and the people are all dead, including
You really
Superman.
want me to edit that into a sound, and then the credits start rolling.
That's all you need. Like, you don't need to change the graphics, because there's no like, it doesn't change shape when Superman stands there. Like, he doesn't like make an indentation in the crane. It just flat to the ground.
Yeah, it went all the way to the sidewalk. Those people were fine somehow. Yeah.
And so everybody's dead, and that's the end of it. And then Livewire's all like, oh, cool, Superman's dead.
Yeah, I guess I don't have to do my show and never become Livewire.
Yeah.
From the man's perspective, the man that fell off the crane, like he was falling and screaming and like just having such a terrible time. Then Superman chose to catch him, and then still like not bring him to safety first. He just like held on to him while trying to one-handed stop the crane, and then failed at that again. So well, sir, I'll put you on the ground directly in the way of the crane and then try to catch it. And then I said like, and it still doesn't work. And then it went on top of the like, yeah, what did you expect to happen? I hope I can catch it this time. Third try.
What I actually want to do is go back and rewatch that scene and just start a timer once it starts to fall, because like we know the speed of terminal velocity, so you could calculate how tall that building is by how long that thing fell, and I would assume that building's at least like 30,000 feet.
It's got there was a ridiculous amount of time that that thing was falling, and that like off screen they're doing that same thing they did in, I think it was Pretty Poison, where Harvey Dent and Pamela Isley are out to dinner, and they're like, where's Bruce? He was supposed to be here. Oh, I'm sure he's just caught up on business. And then it cuts to Batman doing shit, and he's just always swinging around, whatever the fuck like some metaphor for whatever he's doing. They're doing that same thing here, like, and he just hates this, he just can't do shit, he's whatever, and then he'll do an ironic thing to what she just said. And that was working for me okay, but then when she's like, He just can't, he's just so weak, he can't do shit. And then he was losing control of the crane constantly. And
maybe it's just the heaviest crane in the world and we don't know.
That's the most memorable scene of this whole episode, I guess.
I'm like ragging on this pretty hard. Kind of having a rough few
time.
days here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I like your Yoppie Dudes t-shirt, though. I just noticed you're wearing.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
you
nice.
can buy
and
those
soft.
15% off on the store right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
For the Yoppie dude or dudette in your life.
Exactly.
We're all Yoppie dudes. This is a non-gender dude.
Exactly. But you're ragging on it, but are you saying for good reason, or that you actually liked it okay, or what?
So it wasn't it wasn't bad in the Clock King kind of way.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a bad episode, but it was just like the whole thing seemed so inconsequential.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Superman's like really weak and he's super able to be shocked right now. And then the episode's just going to be over.
Well, I'll jump ahead a little bit. This is an original character to the show. Like, this was not a previously established comic book villain. So I at least appreciate that it feels, pretty much like any other villain we've had so far or whatever. Like, it feels just as like, yep, Superman has to fight a person that has this kind of power. Like, it mixes it up a little bit to be electricity. We haven't had that yet, really, and nothing is bad to me necessarily about this. There's just a lot of logic leaps and a lot of, like, for the sake of it being a cartoon, I guess, but everything, like we talked about with Weather Wizard, I think, was just like a guy that wrote the episode thinks he knows science or whatever and just writes a thing that will work fine in a cartoon but isn't really how that thing would work. Like, because we were pointing out she says I'm pure energy now, and you said you were before, and then and then at the end when she gets like shorted out or whatever and you see her bones and we both went, she has bones. And we're like, what is going on? How does
I'm
this
pure
work?
energy now.
Yeah.
Also bones.
Yeah. I continued to like project bones inside myself or something,
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if she can ion herself a bathing
ionic
suit,
energy,
then she
yes.
can ion herself some bones.
I like that she has like the deepest V-neck you've ever seen, but no cleavage. So is that like, is it actually her skin that we're seeing, or is it just more like zappies? I'm not quite sure what's going on.
I mean, it could also be like if you put you and I in matching spandex suits, it'd be about the same amount of cleavage.
I
So
suppose so. She wasn't super.
maybe she's just not like buxom or something.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
She was a little more wiry than live, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying there, but what did you think of her design? So I didn't realize out of all of the cartoon characters I've been attracted to, this has never been one of them. But there's apparently
unlike the girl from the Goofy movie.
Oh yeah, no, you sent that to me, and I said, that seems a pretty popular thing. Oh, Roxanne, that's a dog, dude. I don't know. I can't. It's never been my thing.
Yeah,
but,
a cartoon dog.
Oh, that's true. You're right. A sexy dog. But so there's a lot of people in the fan base apparently who are really digging on Livewire.
I could see it.
Her kind of,
she's got that like bad girl thing going on.
The scene look, I suppose. I don't know.
No, she's more like 90s goth than scene.
Yeah, I guess so. Just the haircut was making me think that. But it's somewhere, it's in there. It's in that realm,
For sure.
Cast?
Yes.
We have Tim Daly as Superman / Clark Kent as course. Dana Delaney as Lois Lane as course. Lori
Tiny Tina.
Yeah, what did you say? Yeah, it was from Borderlands. Who is that actually, I wonder, though?
I can't remember her name, but when she did the original like OG Borderlands, she was a child.
Okay.
Or Borderlands 2. When did she show up?
I don't know, man.
I think Borderlands 1. If it was the same timeline, the girl would have been an infant.
Yeah, okay. She was the baby being pushed under the crane.
Yeah.
Lori Petty is Livewire. She is a character named Ray Lindley in Free Willy. Kit Keller in A League of Their Own, one of many lady baseball players. Lolly Whitehill in Orange is the New Black, which I'm not familiar with, but, there it is. She played Tyler in Point Break. Don't know, but haven't seen it in a while. And she's Tank Girl in Tank Girl.
Oh.
So that's her main big thing that you might know.
Cool.
Yeah. George Zenza as Perry White, David Kaufman as Jimmy Olsen, Brad Garrett as Bibbo. We saw him at the stop, yeah.
My boy.
Well, you don't watch what you say about Soder, man, he said.
Soder and go
deck. Yeah. After she like fucks with the commercial or the billboard, then it just says like go deck or whatever after.
Yeah.
We have Cam Clark as Sid Melkin, which you said, what are you milking there? He's the ponytailed executive dude or whatever, agent guy. He is Leonardo and Rocksteady in the 80s TMNT animated series.
Fuck yeah.
He plays Kaneda in Akira.
I'd yell it, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I know. It's what it's your thing. Imagine Brian yelling Akira. He-Man and Prince Adam in the 2000s He-Man cartoon. He is Flounder in The Little Mermaid 2, which I only included because we had another Tara Strong was someone in Little Mermaid 2 last time.
Oh.
He's been Simba in a handful of post-Lion King Disney projects. Mr. Fantastic in 2 episodes of the 90s Spider-Man animated series. Die Fledermaus in the Tick 90s animated series, which was a Batman parody. Mario, one of the main cast of kids in Denver the Dinosaur. Do you remember this cartoon at all?
Nope.
It was an 80s cartoon, so I thought maybe you'd know. Dick Daring in G-Force Guardians of Space animated series 1987.
You're making shit up.
He is the voice of Toph's dad, Lao Beifong, in Avatar The Last Airbender.
Oh.
And then a million video games I've never played. I stopped keeping track is what I've written here. We have Townsend Coleman as co-pilot, previously Chick in It's Never Too Late, programmer in Steel and McGorry's, and captain in The Promethean. And Haunani Min as ER Doctor, previously Dr. Lee in Blind as a Bat, who was at the very top of the episode being like, look at our cool helicopter. Oh no, it's shooting me. And that's the cast. That's all the people.
Wow.
I know. Do you like that section of the
I do. I actually do.
It seems like cast and tribs are always where Brian just goes, neat, like the whole time.
I mean, I don't always have something to say, but it's really cool to put everything in context. Because, like, I really do. Again, like, ragging unnecessarily on this episode, like, the Tiny Tina, what's her name?
Leslie Willis.
Wesley
Willis. Yeah.
Wesley Willis.
I kicked Superman's ass.
Like, she did a great job, and her voice acting was awesome, and I feel like she really, like, stood out as a voice actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that because she always kind of grates on me. Like, I mean, you as evidenced by the, she's still okay at the end of the episode. She'll be back.
Yeah.
Pretty obviously. Every time she shows up in the future, I'm just always like, oh, like she's just surrounded by better voice actors. I feel like her voice is just kind of annoying to me, but never bad enough to make the episode bad. But it's been in my head for a while. That's what I've thought, you know?
I get it. Like, she's maybe not the most, like, classic voice actress, but, like, she has she plays somebody with a grating personality, and so I feel like it fit really well.
Well, yeah, that's very true. She does fit the character well, and then also just the fact that, like, her voice is not similar enough to anyone else we've had so far. It's very different. That works for me too. In the grand scheme, I'm not anti-Livewire. There's a lot of things about the episode and her voice acting, and I don't know, just it's not a favorite, I guess, but I know that a lot of people like this character, and it's cool that it's another, you know, original like Harley Quinn or whatever. So it's neat. It's neat. I appreciate it. I'm good with it. Neat. Speaking of tribs, when Livewire says, Metropolis, if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere. Did you know she's paraphrasing the lyrics of New York, New York? Did you catch this?
I did not.
Oh, wow.
It sounded reminiscent, but I don't know that song well enough.
IMDb trivia said it's by Frank Sinatra, but it was actually written and first performed by Liza Minnelli, which is something that I didn't know. So that's cool. Did you know Liza Minnelli is the mother of Dorothy's Little Wizard of Oz? What's her face?
Oh, what the hell's her name?
You know.
I do, but not
Wizard
today.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland.
Yeah.
I did not know.
I'm double checking that though. Why would this not be? Hello?
What are you doing?
I'm looking. Oh, wait, no, I have that completely backwards. I was like, Judy Garland is Liza Minnelli's mom, not the other way around.
Oh, okay. It's funny. In my head, I was like, wow, that timeline seems a little bit off, but maybe.
It was just like, why wouldn't it say she was born to Liza Minnelli on her Wikipedia? That doesn't make any sense. That's probably because it's flipped. In an interview with the world's finest fan site, writers Evan Dorkin, your favorite, and Sarah Dyer revealed Livewire was supposed to be a first season episode, and the early premise had a lot more material about how people were coping with the concept of having Superman in their midst. He was supposed to come out in the episode, appear publicly for the first time, and address the citizens of Metropolis, answering public concerns about his being a potential threat or posing as a hero to cover a plot to invade the planet by his fellow super beings.
You know what? That would have been a lot better.
Yeah. It says, I think that lent itself to some more interesting material than what we got, which was fairly standard. There were a few nice bits, but the animation's a little choppy, and we had a more explosive, violent ending, which wasn't how it ended up. These things happen. Yeah.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like we could both see that, like, it was just a...
it happened.
It was just kind of a meh. Like, this is on par, but there's nothing really stand out about it.
Like you said, it's not a Clock King or whatever.
Right. But it's not bad. It's just not good.
It feels like it would have been a clock if the Clock King was in Superman or whatever, you know. I wonder if that came to mind because they both, like, were turning off streetlights and shit like that.
Oh. I actually didn't connect that.
Yeah, I didn't think about
maybe.
That. There are multiple issues of Superman and his gloves that feature in the final act. He first appears at the hydroelectric plant. He already has his gloves on. However, in the following close-up, he's in the process of putting the gloves on. Then throughout the fight between Superman and Livewire, multiple times where Superman's gloves appear on and off in different shots. I only saw one of those when she's like zapping him against the wall before the water comes out.
Yeah.
There was like a shot zooming in on his face, and the lines on his costume were where the gloves should stop, but it was all skin colored, as if he just I have got the short sleeve version on today. I rolled up my sleeves, you know.
Yeah, the animation choppy thing really checks out. There's also that bit where like she like blasts him a little bit in the chest, just kind of like pew, and he goes flying into this machine, not that hard, and one of those kind of like, like you'd expect him to get like catch himself on this like soundboard looking thing's control board. And instead he like buries like 3 feet into it and the thing's in ruins. It's like, what?
Yeah.
He wasn't moving that fast.
But based on what you just said, that was one of my, I laughed pretty hard with that when that happened, because you just went, you were so low energy from back pain that you're experiencing at this time that you said, that happened, and then you just went, what? It was just so funny the way that the episode is. What?
Can you make that whole thing our subtitle for the episode? For you.
Guitar noises, explosion. What?
Yeah.
I do like that quite a bit. Yeah. To onomatopoeia through all my way through the title.
Good luck. Good luck.
Last thing I've got, Livewire, co-created by Bruce Timm, with Evan Dorkin and Sarah Dyer for this episode, though she made her first appearance 6 months earlier in the 5th issue of the Superman Adventures tie-in comic. The issue begins with Livewire in a hospital bed following the events of this episode, listening to a radio talk show that features a caller from Portland. So that was kind of interesting. I went to just check on that. Her first mainline comic appearance wouldn't be till 9 years later. Action Comics 835, March 2006.
Portland where, though? Because everyone's like, Portland.
It doesn't say, yeah.
But Portland, Maine.
Right.
If Metropolis is New York, ?
Right. That could be more likely, I suppose.
That'd only be like 5 hours away.
This came up before that. We're pretty sure it's Maryland is where it is based on.
Like DC or something?
Well, it's like there was that one shot in the Promethean when he's skydiving. Promethean is down through the atmosphere.
Oh, right.
You see like an overhead view of the United States and then Metropolis, and it would be where Maryland is, basically.
It's like central East Coast. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, still, like, that would be then probably like a 10-hour drive to like Portland, Maine, but it would still be a like 20-hour drive to Portland, Oregon. So, no, I'm sorry, like 40-hour drive. My
more
bad.
Than that. Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds too little. But
I mean, my drive from 2 hours north of Portland, Maine to California was like 52 hours, something like that.
Damn, dude. Brian drove this far twice a month to film Vireality with me. A little bit of a stretch, but not too bad. The radio tower was also in like an extremely tall building. Is that pretty standard for like a big city like that? So it can get like, that makes sense to me physically for like I want to say projecting. That's not the right word. Like getting the signal out for a big city like that. But I just found it funny because like every radio station I've ever seen is like a 3-story building max. And this was one of those 30,000 story buildings. Like so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know about broadcasting so much. I know that radio waves do work off of like, they have like a physical distance that they're able to reach.
Okay.
But I don't know what that is. And maybe it would be a, like, just get it so that the concrete buildings don't work as like interrupters for the signal.
I guess that
But I don't know if the
sense.
radio station would have to be in the building that the antennas are on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
either.
I can't brain today.
It's only the top story of that building. The rest is just apartments.
It's just empty.
Yeah. There's nothing there.
Not even floors.
That's like keen effects in this episode. All the electricity that you can see, I guess.
The visible electricity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the shot of the lightning coming down the bars and hitting her, or hitting Superman and then hitting her, is probably the most obvious, like, good electricity shot.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, her stuff wasn't bad. The bone one was kind of Looney Tunes, but like,
yeah. Was there a new Superman power in this episode?
super weak.
Super transfer electricity to a woman. Our new electric Superman's a woman. Well, you like correctly guessed that was what was happening. I was glad that was visually descriptive enough or whatever, because I feel like I've talked to a lot of people that don't get like, oh, why in this episode, you know, like classically the Flash gets struck by lightning with chemicals and becomes you have super speed now. Why does this lady just get struck by lightning and become an electricity woman? It's like, did you not notice it? I mean, obviously this is not real. None of this makes any goddamn sense. But like, you didn't notice that it hit Superman first and then bounced off. Like, that's the implication, is some level of like superheroicness, superpowerness transfers from Superman or whatever,
Right.
instead of killing her.
Yeah, that seemed pretty softballed in there, actually.
Yeah, pretty obvious. He doesn't have anything that would necessarily make you think like, oh, she's gonna get this power, and she's not like strong, she's not fast. I guess electricity's fast, whatever. But
She's not that fast, though.
no, she's like crawling through the power lines when we see it happen. So.
Yeah, she was going at like a brisk walking pace through the electrical
Yeah.
lines.
I'm made of pure energy now, so I can be a slug.
Well, maybe she's made of pure energy, but she has to move slowly because her bones will disintegrate or something.
That's true. Yeah, she's just cramming all of her human bones through. They're in like a parallel, like a whole straight line down the power line. You see like folds of bones going through the power.
It's like all of her teeth in a row first.
Yeah,
Then
that's
like
why
her
it goes
fingers
so slow,
and
'cause she's-
toes bones, and then
And then if Superman interrupts it, she just fucking dies. Like there's no, it's really horrific. Like,
oh my god.
anyway, Superman's strength, how strong he was, like a 2 in this.
Oh my god.
He got static
What's
electricity.
what's a 1?
I guess this can be our current 1. I don't know. I can think of what his 10 is. Like I said before, like, oh no, you can't give him a 10. We haven't gotten there. But
Yeah.
I can't think of what what his 1 is besides something like this.
This has got to be low. Maybe we'll give him like a 1.5 so we have a little bit of wiggle room.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. 1.5 typewriters? No, that's too bad. I was gonna say like missing fax machines or something. I'll take Godex.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll give him also 1.5, I don't know, fax printouts of
Freakazoid.
Freakazoid's face. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Where's Clayface in this episode?
He was in a pile at the dam after Superman ran into that control panel.
Oh yeah, he was the rocks that she was her like limp body was resting on in the riverside. Yeah.
Yeah. Either that or he was the metal that Superman was melting to plug the hole of the dam.
Yeah, he was. He's heat visioning Clayface to melt further.
Yeah.
Onto the hole.
He's like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
And now this.
He's bald, I'm bald, we're all bald. But who's the baddest bald of all? It's James and Brian's final call. The Balderarchy.
I guess it's Livewire. So I'll be honest.
She's got so much hair, though.
Livewire was one of my original like things that came to mind for that the balderarchy would be a fun thing to do, because when I was going through my head of like obviously Parasite's bald and Brainiac's bald and Lex Luthor's bald and Darkseid's bald, like all these obvious ones where I was like, oh, everyone's bald, and then I started going to like even. You could even say like Livewire's bald. Like, does she have hair, or is that electricity?
Ooh,
but
okay.
Then when you see her get shocked to get the powers in the first place, her like down black hair goes like upward into blue, and then it's like that the rest of the time in her Freakazoid haircut. So I don't know if we count that as actual hair, or if it's now like electricity hair.
This could be like a Bart and Lisa Simpson kind of deal.
Yeah.
It is a different tone,
the flesh.
but like, yeah.
Fleshtricity.
I'll give it to hers with like an asterisk in it.
Well, I mean, I think it's like default. There's not really any other villain in this episode.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think it counts in general. And that'll be the argument once we have to compare all these later, I suppose, is whether or not that counts as hair or not. Is this books or hip hop this episode? I would say it is hip hop because of all the guitar and all the fast electricity and
music provided by Dream Theater.
Yeah, you said that, and you're like, I really want to know who played the guitar, and I wonder if it is in the credits of the episode. So we have music by Harvey Cohen. I don't know if they credit the individual musicians. Yeah, I don't see the musicians, unfortunately.
Spoiler alert, it was Leonard Cohen.
Right, it was Leonard Cohen, his cousin of Harvey Cohen. Put this on the top 10. Does it beat any of the ones that you have on there so far? Is it it's not better than the Toyman episode, which is your number 10 question mark? I don't think so, personally.
I'm just not really hooked by it, no.
Yeah. Okay, Mail? Yeah, Mail?
Yeah. That yacht had one small extra yacht, put it over.
We drop
what we drop?
Our weekly yachts.
Oh yeah, those.
Into the comment box.
First.
There sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all.
At least I am.
Just Dylan Pollock.
The longer this goes on, the more it really is a lot, you know. It sure was a lot. This is emails from last episode, which is Jump on the Bat-Wagon 101, Holiday Nights or Get Up on the Hydra's Lap, Feat Dylan Pollock.
That's the best.
Yeah, it is. It was good. If you would like to send us a email or a 60-second voice message, that's batwagonpod@gmail.com. I said that's so weird. If you'd like to reach out like the fire hand at the end of the Cat and the Claw Part 2, that's what I say. Or leave a comment on today's episode on the Podtower YouTube channel, but please do not spoil anything past this episode for Brian. Our first message is from Dylan Pollock, livewire.wave, a very current and shocking episode.
Hey, it's time for the Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock on Livewire, or she'd basically be Ben Shapiro now, right? Ooh, we could call him the Daily Livewire. All right, let's get right into some thoughts. As much as I like the character Livewire, much like Earl Garver somehow taking over Parasite, there's no reason the lightning strike makes Leslie superpowered and basically Electro. But I do also enjoy that a bunch of super soakers could defeat Livewire if you can surprise her fast enough. And I guess I also have to say it's a very anticlimactic ending that she just defeats herself, and there's no understanding how she's going to be kept imprisoned, and I don't know, for a character I really like, and an episode I had fond memories of, it's kind of bad, sorry to say.
Thank you, Dylan.
But it's time for the question of the week, a good thing, and James's favorite part.
It is, yeah.
The holiday season's coming. What's a particularly memorable gift you remember getting?
Didn't we do this?
Maybe. It does sound familiar, but I got a bass guitar in 3rd grade that I still have. that was cool. I was very excited about that, but I haven't touched it in a very long time.
Man, I think we did this because I remember talking about the guitar amplifier that I got.
All right, Dylan's running out of ideas. It reminds me of how in the comics in the I think it was late 90s, Ted will correct me on this later and probably explain it better. Superman had died in the early 90s. He'd been killed, and then he came back to life. And with
a mullet.
Yeah, with a mullet. And when there was something about he didn't have his powers back or something, and so he tried to, what's the word? Fakely. Instead of with the sun, he used some sort of machine to try to bring the powers back and then accidentally split himself into two. It was Superman Blue and Superman Red, and they were like electric beings.
They were like Pokemon.
And, yeah, exactly. They were just, I had Superman Yellow. I was the cool one. No, he like became like an electricity man or two electricity men for a very short time. He looked really cool, but everyone was like, bring back normal Superman. I don't like this.
Was this the cyborg Superman?
No, it was a little bit after that, I guess.
Okay.
But I don't know if that has anything to do with their thought process of Superman plus lightning equals electricity lady. But it, again, like Dylan said, was not explained.
Yeah.
This is from Lanola Cola. Tug on the Super Cape. Livewire is blue, dabba dee, dabba die. Happy December and start of the holiday season, Brian and James. And we're lighting our DCAU-related holiday decorations on on the Super Cape with the episode Livewire, a.k.a. Harley Quinn 2 Electric Bluegaloo. Oh, girl, you shock me like an electric eel. You turn me on with your electric feel. We get the origin story for another original DCAU character who would later appear in the comics, Livewire. Plus, we get the return of magical underwear / supervillain outfit creation that first appeared with Parasite in Feeding Time. And while I jokingly called Livewire Harley Quinn 2, I do have to commend the DCAU crew and their ability in making their original characters stand out and have an identity bolstered by the character design. Even Livewire's pre-Livewire look rocks in that mid to late 90s punk alternative fashion. That's what I was trying to say and couldn't find the words. And vocal performances, in Livewire's case, Tank Girl herself, Lori Petty. Speaking of Petty, I get the feeling that she's projecting the struggles and dishonesty she encountered and committed during her career onto Superman, and her gaining powers was just another ego boost for her. Yeah. Lastly, since Luthor would listen to any anti-Superman speaker, maybe he'd be the type of person to listen to Rush Limbaugh, Alex Jones, or worse. I said Rush Limbaugh during this episode. That's it for this edition of Tug on the Super Cape. I'll get back to you quicker than Superman's disappearing and reappearing rubber gloves till we yap again.
I'm glad the community's got their ears down on that one.
It's always stuff that we're like noticing in the episode, and people are already ahead of us. LexCorp cares. Holiday greetings from LexCorp. Season's greetings, Yoppie fellas. Just sending a lovely holiday wish from all of us here at LexCorp, sent via Bluetooth in my beautiful Lex tank. Here's a voice message.
Ho, 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 and happy holidays from all of us here at LexCorp. Now, just like the jolly guy himself, LexCorp can see you when you're sleeping and when you're awake. We also know if you've been bad or good, but we're a little ambivalent on that second point. Now, keep your eyes peeled on the 24th, as Lex will be giving all the children of Metropolis wonderful lead-lined gifts and, allegedly, microwave guns. Well, I hope you have a happy holiday, and we'll see you in the new year. Thanks from LexCorp.
Thank you, LexCorp. Very nice and jolly of you. We appreciate it, as always. It's from MN Drew, Holiday Mayhem. What we learned from this very special first episode of the new Batman Adventures, James never learned how to pause streaming TV. Weird. And I read that and thought, what are they talking about? And I realized it's because I said that you were missing the episode by turning around and glaring at me. And why wouldn't I just pause the episode? I think you had the remote, first of all, and sit where it was too far away. And second, we try not to pause and rewind and stuff. We try to just experience it as you can't pause and rewind TV in the 1900s.
It's true.
What are you talking about? Ashley Tutchin. Just when Brother Brick thought he'd seen the last of Gotham, they drag him back in. Alternating between two shows, things are really starting to feel like a shared universe now. As for the redesigns, I'm fine with them for the most part, but there are some that are truly awful. Joker is obviously the worst offender.
Yeah.
I used to dislike the new Gordon, but I've come to accept that years of being the head cop in Gotham is bound to take its toll. The poor guy's probably only 38. And of course, let's welcome Tara Strong to the family. I'm a big fan of hers, so as much as I liked Melissa Gilbert's portrayal of Babs, I'm excited to see Tara take on the role. Now we just need to see what James and Brick look like in these new designs.
I'll leave that to somebody who can draw.
Yeah, I think my style on the logo is more the new style than the old, but so you got it already. Metropolis Mayor Franklin Berkowitz. Make sure you tune into Leslie Willis's show tomorrow. I almost said Wesley Willis. As Metropolis's very own Livewire will be interviewing yours truly. What's that, Michael? She got struck by lightning? Well, my thoughts and prayers will be with you, Leslie. What do you mean she's now made of energy and attacking the city? Why does everyone in this dump immediately decide to become a supervillain upon getting superpowers?
It's a good question.
She got defeated by water, of course, right? That's how electricity works, apparently. That's why we have a big puddle of it in the dam. Sure, let skinny Kingpin keep the girl. I couldn't stop him if I tried. Michael, I fucking hate this job. Why can't I be the beloved mayor of a normal city like my good pal Rudy Giuliani? Oh, no. Oh. Don't say this. That's terrible. This is not good. Why would you do this to me? We have a new review on Apple Podcasts.
Oh,
who is from Steve Wonderbelt. 5
That's
stars.
An awesome name.
That is good. I hope that's your real name. All I could have wanted in a rewatch pod. James and Brain, I think they mean Brian, have incredible chemistry and exude a genuine enthusiasm for the DCAU that's downright infectious. They manage to keep each episode structured and on track without sacrificing any fun or spontaneity. And of course, the listener interactions are always a delight. So excited for more. Thank you. What a very nice little review there.
That's so pleasant. Thank you.
I like the part especially where you say on track, because that's incorrect. But Charles Motosierra, regarding Livewire, we get yet another Deanie girl, which I also thought we just did a video about Santa Claus. Is he real in the DCAU? And I mentioned that Livewire was created by Paul Dini. That's actually not true. It's Bruce Timm and the writers of this episode. I felt stupid after the video came out, and I realized that, but nobody has caught me on it yet, and now they will. Who doesn't have a fraction of Harley's cultural importance, but is still an amazing character. Anyway, why is Leslie's human form so hot? No, seriously, she's way hotter than her supervillain counterpart, which is counterintuitive to me, but I digress. What do you think? Which version's hotter, Brian?
I mean, I'm a fan of black lipstick, so...
That's true. That worked pretty well. Huge congratulations on the Christmas video. Absolutely loved it. And the best thing about it is Brickley Boy only gets to see it 50 years from now, whenever now is. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
No.
Oh, okay. Jordan Newman. No. Livewire. Jack's back from holiday, covering all the exciting news stories out of Metropolis.
You're listening to the Gotham Insider, reporting live from Metropolis. I'm back on assignment, and tonight's top story, Leslie Willis, a shock jock who, if I do say so myself, is the worst. I met her at a press junket, I'm not sure why she was allowed to be there, has turned into a supervillain calling herself Livewire, and this has got me thinking, there's a lot of these super-powered people who aren't aliens out there now, and I think they're going to need a title. I'm thinking something like mutants? Doesn't feel right. Come back to me, I'll be thinking. Now over to the music. I love the windy strings, where the strings kind of go da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da when there's like a strong wind for the construction workers. Oh. I also like that Livewire's little intro music for her radio show kind of becomes her leitmotif. Never apologize for loving your fandom and try to stay optimistic.
I didn't notice it was the same thing. It was just guitar stuff, but that's cool.
Yeah, just, hey, 90s music. Cool.
Yeah, Lobo episode.
Yeah.
Was that wind that blew the crane over? That we just missed? Because a storm was a brewing, but it wasn't storming yet.
I don't know.
Let's talk about the crane some more.
It's a cardboard tube.
Yeah. We got 3 bananas in a row here. We got Evil Banana Woman, Ah Shit the Landlord, Banana Woman, Satisfactory, and Banana Boy, It's All Good. DC Animated Customs says, I'm another one who prefers the look of the new Batman adventures. I saw BTAS off and on at a friend's house, but since we never had cable, I couldn't watch regularly until Kids WB took over. As such, #I'm with hip. This is my era of the DCAU too. There's never been a programming block like it ever since. Random, but I have to ask, when the Banana Multiverse opened up, would you say that it split open? Yes, I would.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God. The baby's gonna get crushed by the thing. I'm so happy. Keen Machine, Livewire. Greetings. I'm submitting this late Monday night, as apparently I have to get messages in even earlier now. It was just the irony even fuller. We're recording this one on Thursday, baby.
Whoops. That's my fault, everybody. I'm sorry.
It's still going to be the case, you know. The whole shock jock backstory feels dated. I suppose you could substitute it with a controversial YouTuber or other influencer personality for the modern era. Livewire is a keen character, and I'm glad she was created and introduced in this series. However, she would be insufferable as a real person. Yes. As for Holiday Nights, I still stand my ground and say that some of the new animation style choices are great. Joker's lips may be a deal breaker for some, but I love the updated purple and green color palette for him compared to the previous orange shirt. That's true. I do like the green shirt better. There'll be plenty of more opportunities for me to play the minority opinion on this topic down the road, I'm sure. I'm happy to come on and play PR rep for the TNBA art style anytime. Keep it keen machine.
We'll have to do that.
It's too bad that TNBA is so much harder to say than BTAS. Like, it's so many more uncomfortable syllables, but, you know.
Or just like Tinba.
Tinba. Look harder. Remember who you are, Tinba.
Also, watch out for your uncle.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say it fast enough. I'm out of the clouds now. Euphonium Star. First of all, do you think Bruce could get refunds on all the stuff Harley and Ivy made him buy since he was under their control? Discuss.
No.
Yeah, no, he did it. It would be nothing to him also. He bought like 6 presents. Yeah. Anyway, damage report. First segment, Harley and Ivy, several $1,000s to Bruce's bank accounts. Maybe hundreds. Maybe the jewelry. I don't know. Doors of the toy store, large toy soldier. Batman, big Christmas tree. Second segment, Clayface, stolen destroyed mall merchandise, mall window. Bullock and Montoya, Santa Claus decoration above the skating rink, emotional damage to the kids who saw Santa and an elf shoot at someone with guns. Third segment, Joker, 2 dead cops. Oh, and the Goth Corp guy you didn't include. Batman, Joker's computer, Big Bell. Gordon, wasted uneaten cheesesteak, a travesty of incalculable value, to be honest. Yes, agreed. It's from Ryan Hipp. Leslie Willis rhymes with Wesley Willis. Rock and roll McDonald's intensifies.
We're still stuck in September 13th, 1997, like it's fucking Happy Death Day to you. I think it's worth pointing out what a big day this was for Saturday morning TV. ABC had the launch of One Saturday Morning with shows like Disney's Doug. Remember what Disney did, Doug?
Illuminating television.
CBS had the debut of the most successful program in television history.
Oh, this is a story about a guy named Al.
And of course, all the premieres on Kids WB, including a show called Calamity Jane.
Look, Mother.
And we'll come back to Calamity Jane.
Yes.
Now back to the new Batman Superman Adventures on Kids WB.
It's everybody's favorite Livewire. And who the fuck designed that crane? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's the most anxiety-provoking crane I've ever seen. Superman's supposed pal Jimmy Olsen really seemed to be vibing with Livewire's slander there. Just like in Superman the movie, the villain is calling Superman a Boy Scout in a pejorative sense. Why do some fans like to co-opt that phrase as a term of endearment? Could we not reduce Superman to phrases like Boy Scout, please? Thank you. For an episode not done by TMS, the animation when Leslie turns into Livewire is like more anime than anime. Livewire does a lot of horrible things in this episode, but the worst has to be when she told her audience that the glowing purple parasite goo was an acceptable vaccine alternative. Still can't believe Spotify signed a deal with that dingbat. Do you get it?
Wait, what was the last part?
I don't know. I was laughing through it.
Parasite goo was an acceptable vaccine alternative. Still can't believe Spotify signed a deal with that dingbat. Do you get it?
Okay, all right.
You know what? I didn't think about, like, I don't know, coming from an era of listening to the radio with annoying radio DJs, I didn't really like compare her to the like Ben Shapiro kind of. I can't even think. I can picture these dudes' faces. I can't even say their names.
Alex
right now.
Jones or whatever.
Thank you, Alex Jones.
I hear this Superman's turning the friggin' frogs gay. She says,
"Turn the friggin' frogs gay." Do you understand me?
You Superman.
Anyway.
Do I mention I was in Boy Scouts? I guess I just did. I'm not offended by this, though. I get it. This is from Kevin Tran, Holiday Nights and Livewire. Hi, Brian, James, and DFP. Dylan Fuck Pollock made me laugh so hard I turned into Joker's new design at work. My coworkers probably thought I was out of my mind. I give the episode 7 out of 10 fake Bullock Santa beards. As for Livewire, for the television signal, the phone lines, and the Edison power is a woman. Leslie is kind of bad. Like sexy bad. I have to give this episode 8 out of 10 Livewire costume creations. I always loved characters with electricity powers like Electro and Black Adam. Also, what do you think of Nicholas Hoult as the new DCAU Lex Luthor? I hope you guys talk about the new film when it comes out. Brian will only be 69,000 years old, his prime. Woo-hoo! Anyways, have a good day, yoppers. Kevin Tran. Yeah, you probably haven't kept up on that. The guy that played Beast in X-Men First Class, did you see that movie?
Nope.
It's the younger X-Men.
Nope.
He's also in The Menu. Did you see The Menu?
Nope.
That's a very good movie. He's in, oh God, he's in a bunch of stuff. Anyway, new Lex Luthor casting guy. I'm on board. The end. Just from Eric LeBeau, Livewire. Hey, disc jockey James and jock Dickie Brian. All right.
What?
You got a jock Dickie, I guess.
Hell yeah.
The amount of times that we've gotten comments from people that I've never seen in the comment section here. On Watchtower videos that are referring to Robin as College Dick is just so nice. I hope that it's spreading into the fan base, All right, time to get to probably my favorite single Superman episode because it introduces one of my favorite supervillains.
Oh boy.
Now, I'm no Brainiac, but I'd like Mr. Small, Glowy, and Spherical to explain how Kryptonian plus cable plus lightning plus human equals literal living energy. I don't mean to be that kind of geek. Oh, sorry, Superman. I mean, human being. Forgot they aren't people. But that makes me wonder what would happen if someone got stuck with Superman in his wank cabin up north in the tundra.
Oh.
Speaking of baddies, I know it's James and Brian's final call, but technically Livewire doesn't have hair when she turns into just electricity, so you could fudge the rules this once.
Thank you for
Anyways,
that.
I give this episode, I give this episode 5 lightning bolt shaped cutouts that surprisingly show no cleavage out of 5.
How do people do
That
this?
was very specifically the same, yeah. Seriously, though, that has to be a cosplayer's worst nightmare aside from the hair. You just tape them sideways.
Yeah.
Tape them away from each other.
A little bit of duct tape over the nipples and pull.
Through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Yeah.
Ian Thompson, Batman's back. As a kid, while watching this when it aired, I was just so excited to see Batman back that I really never minded Batman et al. Back. But I never minded the redesigns. I have some opinions and quibbles here and there, but I appreciate the show existing in any format, and I've had years to get used to everything, so I'm chill with it and actually like most redesigns just fine. Missed the Dookie suit, though, and it took me... The Dookie suit? And it took young me a couple more episodes to resolve my confusion over Robin being a kid, but I knew about multiple Robins in the comics, so I wasn't too worried. Love this episode and usually watch this episode along with Bullet for Bullock every year around Christmas. P.S. Also, just for posterity, I'm from Michigan. Stay yoptacular. Oh, if Brian wasn't broken, he could write... Ian Thompson is from Michigan, but maybe save that for another day.
I can't
write it on your table to remind yourself. Namananab. Oh my God, the font is upside down. Jesus Christ.
Oh, come on.
I can't do it. I personally am much happier on this side of the hole in the sky. The food and TV are a lot better here, and the unpleasant memories of the life I've left behind shall fade over time, subsumed by the overwhelming power of the Yop. I'll be okay.
Wow.
All right, cool. If you could not do that again, if you could leave the hole, that would be cool. I don't want to be upside down anymore. This is from Anonymous Sour Cream.
Hey, Yoppies. This is Watcher Anonymous Sour Cream here. I'm still making my way through the podcast, but I had to get a little sneak peek at your episode for Holiday Nights, or...
There's just Robin? There's Robin now?
Part 2. I was looking forward to Brian's reaction to the new Robin for a while, ever since your episode on Fear of Victory. But yeah, speaking from the past, I'm glad you guys are still going strong. You got fancy new music, a banana... multiverse. I'm sure I'll get there. Dylan's back, Clayface is back, puppeteering a bunch of other beings that just turn out to be him. Wait a minute, Dylan does that too. Is Dylan actually... Did you hear something? Anyways, another reason I'm writing is to say that I'm really loving the podcast, and welcome to the new Batman adventures.
Aw, thanks.
And speaking of, I think the Joker's new design is actually really good. I think it's... Oh god, it's clay Pollock. Dylan face. I'm sorry, I want to say it again. It's...
I do like that. I like Dylan being just Clayface. Where's Clayface? If he wasn't in the episode, it was just Dylan.
Just Dylan.
Wherever
at his
he's
house.
at. Yeah. In his closet. Nick Sorensen.
Nick Sorensen, or is your family of Swedish descent?
I don't know.
Is it S-O-N or S-E-N at the end?
O-N.
Oh, Is your family of Norwegian descent?
Yeah, it does make a difference. There's a lot of Olsons and Olsons over here.
Oh, yeah.
And smaller bus. Wishing my own happy holidays to James and Brian and the Watchtower database. Feel free to give your own birthday wishes as well, with mine coming up again soon on the 19th this month. That's in 5 days. 4 days. Happy birthday, Nick.
Happy birthday.
Nick. Banana Baby. Red and Rach's voice. All right. Ooh. Oog, do I have to do oog, oog, hag, hag? It seems our landlord has also came through before the hole in space-time was repaired. That sucks. Was hoping to save a few hundo for a while. Guess I'll settle for tax fraud and pay the damn rent. Okay, cool. Good. Banana Baby. Wasn't that Banana Baby? Oh, that was Evil Banana. I'm so sorry. Banana Baby. I don't think the Joker redesign is something a baby like myself was ever meant to see, but I guess I'll be okay. P.S. I'm the Missouri listener, not Banana Boy. Oh, it's Banana Baby. I guess you have a correction.
Oh, I wrote baby.
Oh, you said boy last time.
Did I?
Yeah. Good thing you don't have to get up and change it.
Yeah, that's great.
Banana Landlord, give me rent. Evil Banana Man, not okay. Number 1 Dylan fan. Yoppie holiday days, everybody, but mostly Dylan Pollock. I like all these ones over time that have been like Dylan Bat fan or something on Instagram that Dylan swore wasn't him, and now we have this one too. Yeah. Mark Aquino, Livewire, or insert joke about conservative talk radio here. Emo boys and
Why
girls.
Why did that go over my head so much? What the hell?
I don't know. It doesn't seem too similar. I think it's just mostly like picking on someone for the sake of picking on, like, this person's different.
That's a fair point.
Who does he think he is? Or whatever. I don't know. Emo boys and girls seeing Leslie Willis and her wardrobe for the first time. This better not awaken anything in me. Yeah, my guy Bruce Timm knew what he was doing.
We're doing a community reference now?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's a Dean Pelton line.
Oh, yeah.
He says it a lot.
Yeah, my guy Bruce Timm knew what he was doing when he designed Livewire's pre-accident look. He was definitely thinking about a certain kind of guy when it came to her. I may not agree with what she's saying about Superman, but she's still hot, though. Anywho, I really enjoyed this episode. The animation was great, the music was great, and shout out to Livewire herself, voiced by Lori Petty, who's no stranger to comic book properties, having starred in the 1995 cult comic book film Tank Girl. Her arguments against Superman didn't have much weight to them, but I'm guessing this was intentional. Boss Biggest Bear Hugs, number 1 podcast hosts in this here multiverse of ours, Jingle and Bells. Praise to our Lord and Savior Dylan Pollock and all the other folks. Love the recent Watchtower video on Santa Claus. Anyone who isn't Bryce Aroni should go check it out. Also, I met a dude at a party this past Saturday who I'm convinced was a Banana Man variant from a parallel universe. He complimented me on my Christmas blazer, which was nice. I sent you that picture? Yeah. It was a Banana Man, but not the Banana Man. Sorry if my comment this week isn't as witty as it should be. It's finals week and my brain is 31 different types of mush. Ours too, but that's okay. Yeah. So I'm not exactly firing on all cylinders here. Here's hoping I at least pass these last few classes by the skin of my teeth.
Good luck, buddy. Brush those teeth.
Electricity of your bones. Yeah. Till next week, big old whoosh to put out a smoke bomb. Oh, and I just flew away. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody, for writing in. As always, this is the end of the episode now.
Wow. We came so far.
Yes. Tried so hard. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
That's great.
Next week's episode, Brian, is called Identity Crisis. First, which show do you think it is?
That sounds like something that Bruce could experience, so I'm going to say Batman.
Nope.
Damn.
Superman again.
It sounded Superman-y, but I was just like, Identity Crisis, I don't know.
I was thinking about that with, like, to me, obviously I know what each episode is, but like I feel like the Batman ones always sound more like Batman titles. Like they'll be more like, I don't know, theatrical or something like that, or like Shakespearean or whatever.
Yeah.
But then there are a couple coming up for Batman that I'm like, oh, that's obviously a Batman one, but you might still guess Superman.
Shit.
Who knows?
I should have gone with my first thought. I should have just said Superman. Yeah. But okay.
Well, in a Superman episode, what do you think Identity Crisis is about? I'll say this is another new villain, which doesn't help you whatsoever.
Superman fights Identity Man.
Well,
what?
Extrapolate that a little bit more. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
The villain causes amnesia?
No.
Oh.
What are Superman's 2 different identities? Well, 3, I guess. But
I was going to say, so we have Clark Kent, which is an identity, Superman, which is an identity, and then there's who he actually is, which is Kal-El.
I would say this has, on a molecular level, more to do with Kal-El than anyone else.
Okay.
But on a physical level, more to do with Superman. Does that help you at all?
Superman v. Molecular Man.
All right.
Molecular Rearranger Man.
We'll see you next time, everybody.
Damn it.
I did reference this episode like a billion podcast episodes ago. It was the Underdwellers, our favorite episode of Batman with the Sewer King. And at the start of the episode, there was a scene that had nothing to do with anything else in the episode where 2 kids are on top of a train.
Yeah.
Batman saves them and he says, "You play chicken long enough, you fry."
Uh-huh.
And then I compared that to like, there's a video on YouTube where they compare this scene with a Superman scene that's from this next episode.
Oh, shit.
Finally, as like how each of them would handle that situation or whatever. So,
wow. Okay. We'll look forward to Superman being on a train.
You've played chicken long enough. Chicken's delicious. It's just a completely shittier version of the line.
Oh, I'm excited now.
I know. Superman eats a piece of chicken.
Oh, that's such a good guess.
Yeah, thank you. I came up with it myself. Bye, everybody.
Bye, listener.
Happy holidays, whatever.
Happy December 15th. If you're listening to this a day later, you did it bad.
December 15th, a day later from right now when we're talking.
What?
I have to edit this fast, so we should stop.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, well, I thought Willis was a menace from day one. I mean, good riddance to bad rubbish. That's what I say.
If you ask me, I still wonder if Superman had anything to do with all this. I mean, it's not like we can ask Leslie Willis, right?
Well, I think it's real sweet of Mr. Luthor to pay for her care, even if she was a maniac.
To be honest, I'll kind of miss her not being on the air again. She really knew how to shake things up, you know?
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted by the Watchtower database. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for DC Animated Universe videos on a regular basis. This podcast is edited and produced by yours truly, James Strecker. Musical themes by Kimmy, Cooney Phoenix, Viltsu, Eric LeBeau, Jordan Blumen, my mother, and of course, my smooth co-host, Brian, brother Broderick Meneely. To buy us a Yoppie beverage and hear your name read in a future episode, or to nab yourself a Yoppie Dude t-shirt, please visit the links in today's show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. You can hear more on today's DCAU episode by checking out our friends over on the DCAU Review and Timm Talk podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice. You'll damn well hear it read on the show. If you'd like to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of The Cat and the Claw Part 2, you can email batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Podtower. New episodes of Jump on the Bat-Wagon are released Fridays on all your favorite podcast feeds and watchtowerdatabase.com. And we'll see you next episode, same PP time, same poo-poo channel.